So, guys, it looks like Danny Garcia has come out and said he wants rematches with Porter and Keith Thurman. Now, we know that Porter is going into a fight with Errol Spence. It looks like that fight's done. It looks like Keith Thurman's going in a fight with Manny Pacquiao. So it looks like that's done as well. Is Danny Garcia going to stay put, right, up until then, wait till those fights happen and then look for a fight with those guys? Or is Danny Garcia going to want to fight for a title and say, you know what, there's Terence Crawford there. If they can offer me the right money, I'll fight Crawford. I don't know what Danny Garcia seems like a guy that's a warrior and fight anyone. But the problem is, PBC and Al Heyman are not really working. PBC and Bob Arum are not working together. So we need, you know, rather than Danny Garcia sitting alienated, because his last fight wasn't that hard. He battered that guy, and it wasn't like he needs a long layoff. Yeah, he can have a little rest. But if Thurman and Pacquiao are going to fight July 20th, Porter and Spence are probably going to fight around the same time. Danny Garcia is going to be left waiting, because that's 2-3 months yet, 2 months waiting, and then they're going to probably take a rest, those guys. So what, is Danny Garcia going to wait 5-6 months for his next fight, or is he going to lock in an opponent, have a month off, and then lock in an opponent like Terence Crawford, who's just fought on the same day as him? So that fight would really make sense, and they could probably go maybe September. You know, Crawford and Garcia could go in September. So, you know, I think that's what should happen, but I don't think it will, because I think PBC and Bob Arum are going to struggle working together, and Top Rank, I just don't see them working together. But really, that's what should be happening. And then hopefully, by that fight happening, we've bridged the gap between PBC and Top Rank, which means that these guys can start working together. So that's what we really need. I understand Danny Garcia wanting a fight with Keith Thurman and Shawn Porter. I just feel those guys are going into a fight, and Danny Garcia needs to stay active. The problem with a lot of these welterweights, they don't stay active enough, especially the American ones. They take long layoffs. I think, you know, they at their prime, they need to fight as much as they can. You know, 2-3 times twice minimum. Three times would be ideal, really. You know, for world champions like this, champions, you know, they should be fighting at least 3 times a year. But, you know, let's see how the cookie crumbles. But in terms of Danny Garcia wanting fights with Keith Thurman and Shawn Porter, I actually think Danny Garcia can beat both guys. I would actually favor Danny Garcia to beat Keith Thurman. I reckon if Danny Garcia was there instead of Lopez that night, I think Thurman would have been knocked out. I think Danny Garcia has a great chance of beating Porter. Remember, that was a split decision. I think next time that could go in Danny Garcia's favor. It was a very close fight. So, you know, Danny Garcia has a great shot of beating either guy next time. Either guy. I think Errol Spence favored Danny Garcia to beat Shawn Porter. But, you know, Shawn Porter got the decision and he got the job done. I was quite surprised at that result. I thought Danny Garcia would beat him, if I'm totally honest. Because whenever Shawn Porter stepped up at that top level, he'd always get beat. And I thought Danny Garcia was that fighter to beat him as well. But Shawn Porter stepped up his game. However, in his next fight against Ugas, many people thought that Shawn Porter was lucky to hold on to his belt. So, you know, so I know what Shawn Porter's level is. I think Shawn Porter would, in my opinion, gets beat by Errol Spence. So it may be a case where Danny Garcia may be looking for a fight with Errol Spence, because if Porter goes ahead and fights Spence, I don't really see Porter, although he's underestimated, I don't see Porter beating Spence. So I think Danny Garcia is probably going to get a fight with Spence. Right now, obviously, we know Spence wants to unify, so Porter makes sense. But I think, you know, the Garcia fight could definitely happen. And I'm pretty sure Garcia would be willing to fight Spence for the unified title. So, yeah, guys, leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Danny Garcia is saying he wants rematches with Porter, Thurman. Do you think they will happen right now, or those guys are taking other fights? Leave your thoughts. And, guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.